A judge in London has found WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange guilty of breaching his bail at Westminster Magistrates Court. Judge Michael Snow quickly issued his verdict on Thursday after Assange appeared in court, with his supporters packing the public gallery. External link, at Roscoe Whalen, just yesterday, at Phil Williams PC spoke with Julian Assange's lawyer at Sua Generis Jen Robinson, for RDNews about Assange fatigue. Hours later he was arrested. Remarkable timing. The basis of Assange's defense was that he couldn't expect a fair trial in British courts as the United Kingdom's purpose was to secure his delivery to the United States. Assange said he was not guilty of failing to surrender to court in 2012, and his lawyer said Assange would not give evidence. Minutes later the judge convicted him of skipping bail. His assertion that he has not had a fair hearing is laughable, Justice Snow said. Assange faced sexual assault allegations in Sweden when he sought asylum in the Ecuadorian embassy in London 2012, fearing extradition to the US. Assange remained in the embassy for a total of 6 years, but in recent months, relations between the Australian and his Ecuadorian hosts had turned sour. His tenure ended in a dramatic arrest by British police at the invitation of Ecuador, and the country has subsequently revoked his Ecuadorian citizenship. The sexual assault charges have since been dropped, but a charge of skipping bail remained in place. Assange faces a sentence of up to 12 months, and has been remanded in custody to await sentencing at Southwark Crown Court. Prime Minister Scott Morrison said Assange would not be given any special treatment but would be treated like any other Australian and receive consular support. When Australians travel overseas and they find themselves in difficulties with the law, well, they face the judicial systems of those countries. It doesn't matter what particular crime it is they've allegedly committed, Mr. Morrison said. That's the way the system works. Video, Scott Morrison said Julian Assange won't get special treatment. ABC News, lawyer from Swedish case makes a reopening bid. Swedish news site Expressen has reported that Elizabeth Mossy Fritz, a lawyer representing one of Assange's accusers, has submitted a request to the Swedish prosecutor's office to resume the case's preliminary investigation. External link, tweet, Anna Arden. In a statement to The Guardian, Ms. Fritz spoke of her client's desire for the case to be reopened. We are going to do everything we possibly can to get the Swedish police investigation reopened so that Assange can be extradited to Sweden and prosecuted for rape, the statement read. Anna Arden, another of Assange's Swedish accusers, wrote on Twitter that she would be very surprised and sad if he was extradited. Sweden's prosecution authority has confirmed Ms. Fritz's request. U.S. extradition request to be heard at later date. Video, Jeffrey Robertson QC, doubted that the Australian government had gumption to protest Assange's extradition. the world, the US has alleged the Australian-born founder of WikiLeaks engaged in a 2010 conspiracy with Chelsea Manning, who served 7 years in military prison for leaking classified data, and charged him with conspiracy to commit computer intrusion with a maximum penalty of 5 years prison. A statement released by the U.S. Federal Justice Department notes that Assange played a role in one of the largest compromises of classified information in the history of the United States. In March 2010, Assange engaged in a conspiracy with Chelsea Manning, a former intelligence analyst in the U.S. Army, to assist Manning in cracking a password stored on U.S. Department of Defense computers connected to the Secret Internet Protocol Network, SIPRNet, a U.S. government network used for classified documents and communications, it read. Manning is currently serving jail time for refusing to testify before a U.S. grand jury investigating WikiLeaks. External link, at BC Politics, in the United Kingdom, no one is above the law. UK Prime Minister Theresa May on arrest of WikiLeaks co-founder Julian Assange at Ecuadorian Embassy in London. http://bbc. In /2U21 #Assange. Her legal team have since cited Assange's extradition request in an appeal to the judge. The fact that this indictment has existed for over a year underscores what Chelsea's legal team and Chelsea herself have been saying since she was first issued a subpoena to appear in front of a federal grand jury in the Eastern District of Virginia, that compelling Chelsea to testify would have been duplicative of evidence already in the possession of the grand jury, her legal team said. The alleged data breach is central to WikiLeaks' publishing of hundreds of thousands of secret U.S. diplomatic cables that laid bare often highly critical U.S. appraisals of world leaders, from Russian President Vladimir Putin to members of the Saudi royal family. Assange made international headlines in early 2010 when WikiLeaks published a classified U.S. military video showing a 2007 attack by Apache helicopters in Baghdad that killed a dozen people, including 2 Reuters news staff. Mr. Assange's lawyer, Jennifer Robinson, said his arrest set a dangerous precedent for all media organizations and journalists. External link, tweet, Robinson speaks outside court. Since 2010 we've warned that Julian Assange would face prosecution and extradition to the United States for his publishing activities with WikiLeaks, she told the media outside Westminster Magistrates Court. This sets a dangerous precedent for all media organizations and journalists in Europe and elsewhere around the world. This precedent means that any journalist can be extradited for prosecution in the United States for having published truthful information about the United States. Assange's lawyer in Quito said his life would be in danger if he were extradited to the United States. Assange will face Westminster Magistrates Court via video link on May 2 to hear his U.S. extradition request. ABC/Wires